midterm elections are tomorrow. What you need to know before casting your ballot.
Scientists are working to make plants resilient to climate change.
Plus, the English lab trained to bust child predators by sniffing out electronics. And could COVID vaccines stop being free in 2023? We verify.
And a couple that gardens together stays together. How Herb and Deb Field are helping their neighbors find common ground.
CBS 8 News live at 6 starts right now. We're just one day away from midterm elections, but hundreds of thousands of San Diegans have already cast their ballots. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Steve Price. And tonight from Marcella Lee, voting centers have been open for the past 10 days, but right now workers are gearing up for tomorrow's final push. CBS 8's Shannon Handy has more on the turnout so far and some helpful information for those of you who still haven't voted.
Here at the county registrar's office throughout the day, people have been dropping off their ballots or going inside to vote in person, but we haven't seen any long lines. Still, workers are keeping busy. So far, 500,000 mail-in ballots have been returned out of the 1.9 million that were sent out.
Well, hello.
San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria was among several voters who dropped off his ballot to the registrar's office Monday.
All right, let's do it.
These are important matters, and I hope that San Diegans will take it seriously and will choose to cast a ballot.
Others use the drive-through line without ever having to leave their vehicles.
Thank you.
The registrar's office closed at 5 but will reopen at 7 a.m. tomorrow. It's just one of several options voters have. Ballots can be dropped off at any one of the 141 drop-off boxes across the county, including public libraries. Or you can take them to one of the 218 voting centers as long as it's done before 8 p.m. Tuesday. You can also vote in person or mail your ballot in as well.
If your ballot envelope is postmarked on or before Election Day and received by our office by November 15th, it is considered timely cast.
Even if you're not registered to vote, you can register and vote day of. County Registrar Cynthia Paz expects turnout for the midterm elections will be between 50 and 60%. By comparison, turnout for the 2018 general gubernatorial race was 66%. This year, there's added scrutiny of the election process as some people have questioned its integrity. Paz says the county has nothing to hide.
Every election is safe and secure. We go into every election with strict chain of custody controls on voted ballots. We welcome public observation.
As far as security goes, she says poll workers are trained to de-escalate situations, but there have been no reports of threats or incidents. Tuesday's rainstorm is another concern people have. Paz says they'll be monitoring, but will only close voting centers in extreme situations, such as flooding. She suggests people vote early just in case. Finally, she wants to remind voters to be patient. While early results will be provided late Tuesday night, you'll have to wait even longer to know how certain races will end up.
It could be several days before we have some resolution in many of the contests. But regardless, this election will be certified by December 8th.
And for more information on all things Election Day, where to vote, hours, things like that, we do have a helpful link up on our website. Just go to CBS8.com and click on the Help button. For CBS 8, I'm Shannon Handy.
All right, Shannon, thanks. Now, it's been easier for San Diegans to cast their ballot this year. The California Voters' Choice Act actually allows counties to turn traditional polling places into those big voting centers. Voters automatically received a ballot in the mail, and they can now drop it off at any of the 141 secure ballot boxes located across our county. Voters can also visit any of the voting centers within the county.
I kind of joke around about like the lottery ticket. People want to win the lottery, but if you don't buy a lottery ticket, you're not going to win. Same thing with voting. If you don't actually vote, then you don't get your voice heard.
Great analogy there. Whether you vote in person or by mail, you can always track your ballot and get notifications sent to your phone. To learn more about all of that, go to our website, cbs8.com.
Political analysts say on a national level, more and more Latinos are turning to the Republican Party this election cycle. But as our political reporter Morgan Reiner tells us, experts disagree on whether we're seeing that trend here in California.
In order to understand the present, it's important to understand the past. How did the Latino voting bloc in California become so blue? One of the main catalysts was almost 30 years ago, known as Proposition 187, also called the Save Our State Act, sponsored by Republicans. It prohibited undocumented immigrants from accessing services like health care and public education.
Republican strategist Mike Madrid said California does not fit in with the national trend of Latino voters shifting Republican.
The way I look at it as somebody who's been studying this for decades now is there's this slow, gradual movement of Latino voters, of Hispanic voters, starting to reflect the overall electorate. A lot of this is causing a lot of deep consternation for Democrats who are concerned about slipping amongst their base, and a lot of opportunity for Republicans who feel that they can pick up this fastest growing segment of the electorate. Now, it's not happening in California, and it hasn't really happened in California in the past 25 or 30 years.
Why? First, he said Prop 187. Second, economics.
In California, again, there's a correlation between race and ethnicity and poverty and the lack of economic mobility. Poor people vote for Democrats, wealthy people vote for Democrats. The shrinking middle class in California tends to be more competitive for Republicans. There just aren't that many middle class voters in California anymore.
Political data analyst Paul Mitchell said on a national level, there's no doubt it's shifting right. But in California,
there is some open question about whether or not that's changing. A couple things I think are adding to that. One is Latinos are getting to be an older portion of the electorate, and with becoming an older portion of the electorate, might be becoming a little bit more moderate.
Jenny Sevilla-Corn, who has worked for the Bush administration and most recently the Trump administration as the Latino liaison, has no doubt about the trend in California.
In California, we're actually seeing the trends. Don't be fooled by Democrats who say, oh, well, Democrats still have a majority of the Hispanic vote. That's true. But what you really need to look at is the trend of Hispanics leaving the Democrat Party and joining the Republican Party.
Latinos make up about half the population of California. Paul Mitchell said that they represent about 28% of registered voters, but when it comes down to it, only about 20% vote. So what ends up happening is you have officials elected by a population that don't actually represent the makeup of the state.
Candidates nationwide are using their final full day on the campaign trail to urge supporters who haven't voted yet to head to the polls tomorrow. That part of our story is coming up in a live report from Washington in our second half hour tonight.
And don't forget, CBS 8 is your Decision 2022 headquarters. Our team will be covering all the races you want to know about tomorrow right here on CBS 8. And you can always get updates on our website, social media pages, and on the CBS 8 app.
Well, I have been voting for rain because we desperately need it. We did have some sprinkles to start off our Monday, so that was nice.
Ready for some real rain. Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis in here to tell us what's coming up next in our microclimate forecast.
Well, sprinkles now, but not the case as we go into the forecast by tonight and tomorrow. So when we take a look at what's happening, we are talking about some light shower activity at the moment, taking a closer look at that radar, but we do have a lot more that's on the way. So most of that moisture is well towards the north of us. We are starting to see it move in towards Riverside, San Bernardino County, but we are gearing up for that influx of moisture and some stormy activity, the bulk of it by tomorrow. So around 10:30 tonight could see a steady line of storms moving in. We're right along the coastline, stretching from Del Mar all the way towards downtown and then even impacting the South Bay. But then it's by tomorrow that we start to have the bulk of that moisture moving in. So that's going to be by the afternoon hours. You're looking at the lunchtime. It's going to be a soggy one across much of the county and even some anytime downpours as we try to drive home tomorrow. Or during the evening drive, you're looking at slick roads out there, a line of storms stretching all the way from the South Bay towards the mountains. And, well, we're still holding on to chances by Wednesday. And on top of that, some strong gusty winds to talk about. All those details are coming up. Carlo?
Thanks, Carlene. We'll see you in a few. Earlier today, the city of San Diego and county leaders met with formerly homeless veterans to hear about their experiences. San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria and County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher hosted a roundtable to discuss how our regional homeless systems could be improved. The idea is to connect unsheltered veterans to housing more efficiently.
There's this debate in Congress raging over what do you say? Do you say thank you for your service or something else? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you say. It matters what you do. It matters the action you take. And we show our veterans how much we value and appreciate their service by making sure that they aren't homeless on our streets.
Leaders say something that would help solve veteran homelessness is for more landlords to make housing available to veterans in the rental voucher program.
Here's some good news. The average price for gas is back down slightly. The county average for a gallon of regular unleaded is now $5.50. That's down 0.7 cents, ending 2 days of slight increases. And that's 9 cents lower than a week ago. But It is still well above the national average, which is $3.80 a gallon.
Tonight's Powerball drawing is for a record $1.9 billion jackpot. While there were no winners this weekend, one San Diegan still on big.
Someone bought a ticket at a Rite Aid in Encinitas that matched 5 of 6 numbers, so it's worth more than $1 million. We were out there today asking people what they would do if they won all that cash.
Well, I'd do something for my kids. Sure. And I'd probably knock a few walls out. Yeah. Don't tell my husband. Yes.
I wonder if she wants some more kids. You think she would adopt us?
Maybe, yeah. We're nice. We clean up. I miss my dad.
So, for the most part. The odds of winning tonight's Powerball jackpot is 1 in 291 million. We found the most commonly drawn numbers in Powerball history, and you can find that list on our website, CBS8.com. Good luck.
I'm already obligated to adopt Carlene if I win the big one.
Are you?
Yeah. Yes, so there you go. Still ahead tonight. The crime-fighting canine who's using her nose to catch child predators.
Plus, how local research could help plants adapt to global warming and climate change.
I see this Capitol Police, and they said, we have to come in to talk to you. And I'm thinking, my children, my grandchildren.
And for the first time, we're hearing from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi about the attack on her husband inside the couple's home.